again on this YouTube live with us, Pathfinders. Growth coach Saeed is with me, and we are going to talk about something called as chronic negativity. Growing up and all our lives, we have heard of, there are two kinds of people. Okay. On the basis of what kind of thoughts they have. If they have more of positive thoughts, they are called as optimistic people. If they have more of negative thoughts, they are called as negative people. So we tend to tag people often, and it comes very easy. Our mind is to create judgment. We it is created to judge people, judge things. So it's doing its job. That's good. But then there are some people who tend to focus more on the negative aspects. We both need negativity as well as positivity. Negativity so that we can avoid it, and positivity so that we can reach and work towards it. But somebody who keeps on thinking of negative thoughts and negative outcomes, what can happen to his life, people who are connected to him, and how and what results he will get or she will get eventually. We are going to discuss all this with the growth coach, Saeed Mohammed, who has been coaching for last 5 years and have had a lot of professionals, working professionals, to attain the growth they are looking for through, you know, helping them with growth mindset. So, Saeed, welcome.
Thank you.
So, tell me, Saeed, what is this chronic negativity?
Well, the word negative, first of all, thank you, Arif. Thanks for having me here, and thanks for audience, whoever joined or whoever going to listen to this at a later stage. The thing is that the word negativity itself is negative. It doesn't sound good, but then some sort of negativity or some amount of negativity is good enough. When you are about to do something, when you are about to execute a plan, do a project, looking at the both the pros and cons is important. Okay, and that's how you prepare yourself. But then if you keep focusing only on the cons, only on the what can go wrong, then that's not going to leave you with any peace of mind. And here, when we talk about negativity, there are two kinds of things here. One, that the negativity that you see in the things that you're about to do at a future point of time, or you're going to execute a project, what can go wrong with it, what problems can come up with what you want to foresee, you plan accordingly. That's fine now. And even there, if you're too much focused on activity, then you will never take action, you will not progress in life. But more worst thing is that there are people who look at only wrong things with other people. Because in a team, if you're working in an organization, you're part of an organization, you're part of a team, uh, at any stage. Okay, so if you're looking at only the wrong side of the people, if you when you're dealing with people, you see what's wrong with them. And when you give a job to somebody, he does it. Okay, there may be 10 things in that. So he has done 9 things right, and in one there is one mistake in it. Now you keep focusing only on that mistake, then you're not uh, you don't have a good you're not exhibiting a good interpersonal skills, because that's going to ruin your relationships. That's a bad thing. So what this is all about is you consistently focus on problem, you look at flaws, you look at faults, and you are so much freaked out about the risk that you always see the worst case scenario, and you eventually you will not take any action because you're seeing only the worst case scenario. So that's not a good place to be in, and that's what negativity is all about. So it's the thing that you want to do, and you're looking at wrong things. And when you deal with people, you are also looking at what's wrong in whatever they are doing, rather than appreciating whatever they have done. Then giving them a feedback that this could be done like this could be done like that. That's a big difference.
Yeah, rightly said. So there are some people who not only think about negative things about themselves, but also they tend to look about negative things about in others as well. So hello everyone. So we are talking today about chronic negativity. How does it affect people? And yes, language today that we are using is English. So Saeed, you know in, inside every inside heart everybody wants to be positive, even if they are doing a wrongful behavior or maybe a rude or harsh behavior, but inside they think that they are right and it is required, and it will eventually come out positive. Okay, but still, why do people end up being negative, being pessimistic?
Uh, One is that the environment that you have grown from childhood, what kind of conditioning has happened to you, and when it comes to working professionals, even the work environment that we have, if you have a toxic environment around you, where people are constantly criticizing each other, or always pulling leg of each other, always trying to hurt each other, then what happens is eventually it's like a survival tactics that for a period of time you will also become one of them, because without that your own survival is at question. So the conditioning is the main reason here. Now this conditioning can happen in many ways, like uh, if you are growing up as a child hearing that life is not fair, money is bad, uh, people who have money are bad, or they do wrong things to earn money. If you grow up with this kind of ideology, or if you grow up with an ideology that you can't trust people, okay, uh, always when don't give anything to them, don't believe in anything. If you have heard this as a child many times, so you will grow up not trusting people. So your mistrust or distrust will make you doubt everything, and so you start to uh, look at everything in a with a microscope. So you want to look at all the problems that can probably happen. Okay. So this environment is is a even in office, sometimes we see the colleagues who are totally negative. Uh, okay, and I had a colleague. Uh, Fortunately for some time, not for a long time. He was even a line manager. Very good person when I meet him outside the office. Very jovial, very talkative, very nice. But then when it comes to office work, uh, he, I mean, how it can happen so many times, I wonder. But uh, always, when there is something that I need to deal with, means that there is a trouble. There has to be trouble. Okay, it doesn't go smooth. So there are people like this who always want to throw a spanner. When things are working fine, then jumps up and I tell you the other day what happened. We There was one funeral, right? And it's a funeral, man. It's a funeral. So nobody, people go with respect, with calmness, with prayers, and come back. So there were a lot of people, more than 100 people. We went to the burial ground, everything is done. And now everybody is getting out of the burial ground and we are going home. At that moment, suddenly I see some commotion and there is some big voice and all those things. When I inquired, people just said, no, no, ignore, just go, go. I said, what happened? They said, there is one man, okay? And he has a reputation to make trouble wherever he goes, okay? So after everything is over, he has some issues about how it is done, why it is done like that, who has done that. So there are people like this. So there are negative people who see trouble, who see wrong with others. Okay. So he was criticizing why it is done like this, why it could have been done like that, all those things. While it is while it is not his, even it is not even his family matter, it is somebody else one. So there are people like this. If you are in that kind of environment, then yes, it can make you a negative person, because in order to defend yourself, you might adopt the same thing. Okay, and then yeah, when you continuously live in these circumstances, or if you have grown up listening to this kind of things, maybe you start to believe that this is the way to live, this is the way to work. Uh, because these people who are doing it, they are actually not aware that they are being so negative, they are being so harsh with others, they are being so unfair with others. They are not. That's how they end up there.
So, well said, Saeed. And, it reminded me of, some people, as you were talking, that is also not completely about the environment. Somebody can be optimistic, thinking of positive things all the time, or most of the time, when the environment, made them do something, and, they have achieved good results, coming out of bad environments, poor environments. And from the same environment, somebody can come out, have good results, and still be pessimistic. Still can be a negative thinker, a chronic negative thinker. Uh, so, what do these people pay? Have to pay the cost if they remain chronic negative?
Cost is severe actually, even both in personal life as well as professional life. It is bad, especially. I mean, the most serious impact that it will have is on the relationships. Okay, because you are constantly negative, you are constantly criticizing others, you are constantly seeing only the wrong things. Then people will not want to associate with you. Okay, because if a person is constantly giving negative vibe, nobody want to be around that. Okay, so what happens is that if you are a working professional and you have been suppose you are given a project. Okay, now you are supposed to execute that project. So instead of saying that, okay, I got this project, so this opportunity could have been given to anybody, but it is given to me, so be thankful and start working on that. Now you will start analyzing it, why it is given to me, why it is not, why it could have been given to anybody else. Maybe it is given to me because there is trouble in this. Now you start to look for trouble only. So when you start looking for trouble, you will only find troubles in that. Okay, there's not enough budget, my team is not good. Okay, there's not enough manpower. And going down, maybe the season is changing, the weather is changing, so maybe I will not be able to execute, so the timelines are not meeting. All every negative thing that you will see in that project. So eventually, what happens? You are not taking any action. And in a professional life, professional world, time is very critical. So the cost here is that you are losing trust. You are losing. People are losing confidence in you. Okay. Then, of course, it damages your reputation. Rather, it is creating a stigma on you, and then it affects your relationship and relationship. Talking about relationship, I think in the personal life it will be even more severe, because if a person is constantly negative, uh, both at spouse level and at extended family level, I think even with your own with one's own children, I think this is going to have not it's going to be rough ride. One need to be very careful there, and eventually this will result it will impact your health, especially mental health. So it will result in stress, burnout, okay, anxiety, all those problems. And I think over a period of time, what happens is you lose confidence in yourself. You will see yourself as less. So your self worth itself will go down, and which means career stagnation or even redundance. All these things are not at all not at all what you desire, what one would want. Yeah, not a good place to be.
True, true, Saeed. And what I feel, we all are not completely, or anybody would completely be a negative person or a completely, optimistic person. We somewhere fall in that spectrum between negative and positive, right? But yes, and there is another thing that comes to my mind is that humans take action only for two reasons. One is to avoid
Pain.
pain, and The other is to achieve pleasure, attain some pleasure,
Absolutely.
right? And when they think negatively about the results they are working for, they tend to avoid it because it's negative. It's all negative, so they don't work towards it. So
Mhm.
if you want some results for yourself, they have to be positive. They should give pleasure. That's only you are going to work towards them. Otherwise, you will avoid it if they are painful, if they are negative, right? So they should be pleasurable. Your goal should be pleasurable. Uh, so let's say still people are stuck in chronic negativity after knowing all these things, and we know that knowing is not enough, right? It has to come in actions to get results. So, how to break free from this chronic negativity if somebody has stuck into this kind of mindset?
Yeah, I think knowing is not enough, as you said, but then many people don't even know it. That's the problem. They are not even aware that they are negative. They are not even. They don't even realize that they have been. They are being excessively critical about others because it has become a habit to them to be critical about whether he himself is doing it right or not is another story. But if somebody else, whenever somebody else does something, he will be excessively critical. He will only talk about what has gone wrong there. Okay, I saw it could have been done like this, should have been done like this, and all those things. So first thing I would say is that identify this negative thoughts, recognize recognize what's going on in your track. So you need to track that negative thoughts that you are getting. So maybe you can maintain a journal by yourself. Whenever you interact with anybody, what are the things that you are saying? When you are in meeting, what are the things that you are saying? Whenever you have an opportunity, whenever you have a project, what are the first thoughts that are coming to your mind? Is the first thought coming to your mind that, oh, great, I got this opportunity to do? Or the first thought that is coming to your mind is, hell, man, how am I going to do this? So identify the negative thoughts that you're getting because this gives you upfront. It is like you stand in front of a mirror and you look at yourself and without any bias. Okay. So that's the first thing. Awareness. When you are aware of it, then maybe you can take some action. So once you're aware, you know that these are the negative thoughts that you are getting. Now you need to challenge this negative thought that you are getting. Then you need to question those thoughts that you are getting constantly. Okay, why am I getting this? So what if, okay, I have got this project and I have got so many negative thoughts about it. But did I not do a project before? Did you not deal with this a similar situation before? So you look at evidence to prove that yes, you can do it. So you challenge that whatever negative thought is coming with an evidence that you have done it before and you can do it now. Okay, and as the thing that the step that is there in our the victory mindset program, uh, be in the present because this negativity is somehow either it is pegged in the past or it is a worry that is about what's going to happen in the future, which means whatever is there now, the moment, present moment, the opportunity that we have, the things that you can do, you are not focused on this. Instead of focusing on this, you are focusing on what has already happened in the past or what is going to happen in the future. And both of them are not going to help you because one that is gone, you can't bring it back, and one that is has not come yet, and you cannot make it happen now. So focus on the present, be in the moment, do what you can do now. Okay, and obviously you have these thoughts because of the inputs that you are receiving from others, from whatever it is, the environment. So if you have an environment where you are constantly getting negative inputs, you need to change that. You can't change that input because it is coming from others. So you need to change that environment. So if you have a set of friends who are always negative, if you have a set of relatives who are always talking negative, you need to change them or you need to avoid them. You need to limit your interaction with them. Okay. Then you need to rewire it. Well, how do you rewire it? Is by practicing more positive talk, because our self talk is the biggest barrier that we have before we do anything. Because as it always said, things happen twice. Once in the mind and next day the practically it happens. So when you see in the mind, if you're seeing wrong, then of course you can't execute it. If you're constantly seeing yourself as a mediocre is that's how you will act. If you see yourself as a weak, weak is how you act. If you see yourself always as uh, a not confident person, a timid person, timid is how you look at yourself. Timid is how you will act. So you need to change this inner dialogue. You need to change this inner dialogue and bring in more positive. And often we um, ignore the things that we have. Okay, ignore the things that we can do. So you need to be looking at things more carefully, because when when you have done something, and if for any reason something has gone wrong, it doesn't mean the whole thing you have done wrong. Maybe one step has gone wrong. Okay? Maybe one thing. So there are 10 things that you have done right. So have some gratitude for it. And if you have a team of people and they're all working for you, and you're working on a project, but the timelines are not meeting, you're seeing that the deadlines are nearing, but things are not happening. Now, this it is not going to help you if you are too much critical about your team. The team is doing its job, but maybe your expectations are better than that. So there may be some loophole, there may be that you need to plug in. That's fine. But you also acknowledge the fact that they have done something, they have come this far. So have gratitude for what you have, what others are doing for you, what opportunities you are getting. Because when you have gratitude, you will be able to see more positive things in the outside world. Okay. And this basically, this whole thing, if you observe very carefully, it must have become a pattern for you. Okay. The way you look at it, the way you interpret things, always whenever the things come up, there may be a pattern how you look at it. That's how you end up being negative. So interrupt that pattern. Interrupt that pattern. That means, like, there is this Mel Robbins theory, which says the 5 second rule. So whenever you have a negative thought, count five, 4, 3, 2, 1, then immediately do something positive, something small, maybe no problem. Maybe you call up your coach, maybe you call up your mentor, maybe you talk to somebody who's motivating, or you take a walk, or you write something that's positive, or you read one page which encourages you. So do something positive in the next moment. Okay. So that what happens is it breaks the pattern. It interrupts the negative pattern that's coming up. Okay. And always, whenever we have this about the whole thing about negativity is that when you are presented with an opportunity, when you have a project to do, or when you have a person to meet, what you're doing is unknowingly or unconsciously, you are only looking at how it how difficult it is, or how it cannot be done. Like a project is there, a project is given to you. The first thing you're saying is that, oh, this is a mess, or you're saying, I don't have real uh, good team here to do this, or you're saying this budget is not enough. How the hell am I about that? Or you must be saying this timeline I cannot meet. How do they expect me to do? So you're only looking at the wrong thing. Instead of that, flip that. Flip that dialogue in your mind and say that, okay, this is a chance for me to prove myself. This is a chance that I have got that nobody else got. So this is a chance for me to be a leader, show some leadership skills. This is a chance for me to connect with people and make a good team and execute it. Okay. So flip that dialogue, turn it around. And along the way, it is not that everything is a failure, everything is wrong, everything. There is something good about it, definitely, anything you do. So, whatever little good you achieve, whatever little good there in it, acknowledge that good and celebrate it, even celebrate the good. What happens is when you do that, your mind will get an evidence that yes, you can do it. Your mind gets an evidence that yes, there is a positivity in this, there is something positive in this. So that evidence will become a foundation for something more positive to come, positive for you to do. And last but not the least, as we always say that whenever you are in such a fix, whenever you are in such situation, you can You can try to do it on your own, which would take time. And better you could join hands with somebody. You can approach somebody. You can have an answerability partner. You can have a coach, or you can have a mentor. Somebody take the help of somebody who has done this before, who has helped others do this before. So what happens here is that your journey to overcome that negativity will get shortened. Like if you try to do it on your own, maybe you take a year to do it. But if you do it with the help of an expert, maybe you could do it in a couple of months. And if you do it in a couple of months, what's happening here is you are getting a 10 months of advantage. So you are already ahead of what otherwise you would be. That's a great advantage. Okay, that may be one promotion, that may be one big jump in your career. So the, these are the things that you could try, and these are all very proven things. But yes, you need to commit to do that.
Definitely. So these are proven things, but people have to, you know, understand and live those things, take action, right, to get out of that zone and, you know, to win over chronic negativity. So let's say there is a person who has decided to work upon himself. He has started to taking action, but what lies at the end? Okay, what will happen if he has overcome this chronic negativity? What will change?
I would say it is like you are you climb the Everest, and what feeling you get when you hit the peak? You become ecstatic. So that's the kind of thing I think result one would have once you get out of negativity. Because every day morning you will get up more enthusiastic. You will get up more positive. You will see things more clearly. You will be able to have clear goals, and you will be able to. This is the most important thing. You will be able to connect with people much easier, and at a much deeper level. You make very good relationships, positive relationships, and lasting relationships. And in business, in professional life, or even personal life, relationships are absolutely critical, absolutely critical, more than anything else. So when you have good relationships, of course, it opens more positive doors for you, more opportunities for you. So uh, it makes you more energized, and it give every day you will come up with brighter ideas, and you will act with you will be more bold, more what do you call it, confident, and whatever ideas that you have, or whatever thoughts that you have, you will be able to express more positively and much better. At the same time, you will be appreciate you'll be able to appreciate what others are doing, which you could not do before. You will be able to see that thing. So you eventually you will attract new opportunities, new clients, new business, new all those things. So uh, what do you call it? This is like you are giving a new vibe now. So you could even create an environment which is more positive. So it becomes an ecosystem of positivity. Life is going to be quite better.
True, Sayed, and over and above that, and which I feel, even if it is the least uh, advantage that somebody gets, is that you can breathe easy, you can breathe deeper, you stay calm, you are out of anxiety, you are not shaking, nervous all the time. You can sleep better, because your mind is at peace. So,
And
so
you'll be
I
more
think,
healthier also.
yeah, yeah. So I think even if you can breathe easy, that will be an achievement. So work for it and come towards the positive side of the spectrum, or starts walking toward it. Okay. Thank you, Saeed. It was wonderful talking to you, and thank you everyone who joined with us. Uh, See you next Friday, same time.
Same
As the
time.
sun sets, you will find us here. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Arif. Thanks, everybody.